Приветствую! Сегодня на BKC-show уникальный человек и замечательный преподаватель из Мексики Лилиана Гарcia. Liliana, you're from Mexico.
Yes.
Yeah. And your mother tongue is Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
So you learned English, right?
Yes.
How did you learn English?
Well, that is a really good question, and it's an interesting story. I formally started learning English when I was 16 years old, but I was always fond into English music since I was, 8 or 9 years old. So I started studying in a language school, and then I tried to improve my English by traveling and also by working in places where I can actually apply my knowledge in English.
Yeah. So you listened to music, you traveled, and this is how you basically learned
Yes.
English. So it's not learning, it's just like taking the language, picking it up.
You can say that at some point. Actually, that is one of the ideas I have for my students. Like, if you really want to learn English and get this kind of about language, you need to learn the lyrics of a song. So, and that is the way you also learn. And traveling, it opens up your mind, like in a extremely beautiful way.
What about Moscow? Do people speak good English in Moscow? Or you had some difficulties with communication?
Well, when I came here, before I came here, I started learning the Cyrillic alphabet. I don't speak Russian, but I know the Cyrillic alphabet. I said just in case. But what impressed me the most was nobody around the area where I lived spoke English. And I was just like so surprised, and I couldn't do like pretty much anything there. So, however, like that is the sad part. However, there hasn't been any moment that a person doesn't approach me to help me. Like, everybody is just willing to help me somehow, even though we don't speak the same language, but maybe with gestures, or like they lend me their phones.
I love Russian people.
Yes. Like, you know what, whoever I go and wherever I go, I will say like Russians are just so friendly. Yes. I have a really good impression of Russians. And I think they are my second favorite people. After Mexicans, then Russians.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Russians are my favorite people.
Well, because you're Russian.
Yes.
That's why.
And you worked in Mexico as an English teacher?
Yeah.
Yeah, you taught like adults, kids, and now you're working in Moscow.
Yeah.
So could you compare like working in Mexico, working in Russia? Are the students different? Like, what is it?
I think Russian students are somehow more respectful and more committed. Because it doesn't matter whether they're juniors or they teenagers, they always have this willingness to actually learn. And one thing I like about Russians is like they love grammar. And I'm a grammar girl, so like in my classes there is no way we can miss grammar. And whether like in the case of Mexico, they just want to practice, and this is more practical English. So I think that is one of the biggest differences between Russians and Mexicans.
Yeah. So we have grammar in our lessons. Okay, students, we have grammar. We teach you grammar, serious things. Yeah. Wow, it's amazing. In summer, we had World Cup. So you were in summer for the World Cup?
Yes.
50,000 Mexican people visited Moscow. How was it for you? What did you do?
Impressive, isn't it? Like, how did they manage to do it? I don't know. I don't have idea. So, well, I couldn't assist to any match because there was no tickets left. So, but I just went around the stadium, and it was just crowded, and I was impressed and surprised as well, because I saw many Mexicans in the metro, in the restaurants, in Red Square, like everywhere. I couldn't imagine. Like, if you had told me, like, hey, like these many people are going to come, I would say no.
After the World Cup, you went to a BKC camp. So you worked in BKC camp for 2 months.
It was 4 weeks in
Okay, one month. Yeah. How was it? How were the kids?
The kids, well, the environment is pretty different from what you expect here in the classes. So they went there just to have fun, and that is totally understandable. And you know, the vibe is different because even though you're the teacher, you kind of have fun with them. So that's something I enjoyed very much there, and also the food. Yes. I need to mention that it's just like we ate like 3 to 5 times per day, and we ate like Russian food, really real Russian food, and I just loved it. So like all together made my experience something unforgettable, to be honest.
I'm very happy you enjoy Russian food. So here I have some pictures of Russian food that we eat pretty much every day. Okay. Have you seen this one before?
No. Is it a dessert?
Dessert. Холодец — это десерт. But what do you think?
Does it have сгущенка?
Сгущенка?
Сгущенка.
Сгущенка в холодце? I don't think so. Actually, it's meat.
What?
It's jellied meat. Yeah.
Well, I haven't tried Russian food
but
there.
would you like to try it?
Yes, I would.
Yeah, okay, excellent. You're very adventurous. Okay, what about this one? Have you seen it?
Oh, yes. I've been trying to get the name. It's fish. Isn't it?
Yes, it's kind of fish here. Actually, it's a salad.
And it has fish, root beet, and maybe carrots.
Would you like to have it? Well,
I think I tried it once, but
how was it?
I'm not a really big fan.
No, why not? Not for you?
Like, I think it had a lot of fish in it, and maybe I wasn't in the right mood to eat fish.
Okay. And mayonnaise.
Oh, or maybe it had a lot of mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise is our secret ingredient.
Okay.
Секретный ингредиент майонеза в каждом салате. Okay. What about this one?
Oh, I tried it.
How was it? Green soup.
Yeah, I don't know how it's green soup. Is that what you call it?
Kind of. We call it щавельный.
I think it was great. I also tried it in the camp.
Wow.
I tried a lot of things in the camp.
Super. What is now your favorite Russian food?
My favorite.
Pies or ice cream.
What is this?
Тульский пряник. Yes.
That's my favorite.
Delicious.
And also оладушки. Оладушки and blini.
Pancakes, yeah.
Yes, I just love it. Like I just can't stop eating.
Yum.
Yes. I mean, in general, all the Russian food I tried, I think I'm in love with it. But these are my favorite ones.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, you cannot stop just eating like oладушки.
No, it's oладушки is one, two, and it's go crazy. And what about some strange habits that Russians do? You know, some strange things for you that.
Well, I don't know if it's habits, but superstitions. Like, I have this song that I always whistle. When I was teaching, I used to whistle like. Can I whistle? Well, this is like the part of the song. So it's. It's a kid's song.
Wow.
And I always have it. It's just like to relax. Like for me, it's relaxing. So there's this time, the first time I got in the classroom and I started like, and they were like, oh my gosh, like, teacher, what are you doing? And I'm like, what do you mean? And they're like, well, like over generations, we had this superstition, like you cannot whistle in a room, inside a room. And I'm like, so why? What is that for? And I think you will have bad luck or something like that, or you keep the good luck away or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm like, well, but I'm not Russian, so it doesn't apply to me. So since then, I started like lowering it down, but it's so hard. Like I always whistle everywhere, and they're like, teacher, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna do it again.
When I think of Mexico, I think about red peppers, sombreros, beautiful holidays by the sea, fun Mexicans, you know, drinking tequila. What about like people in Mexico? What do they think of Russia, of Russian people?
Oh my gosh. Well, I think there is this big taboo about Russian people. Like they're very strict and they don't smile and they're like, they don't pay attention to anybody else but whatever stuff they're doing. So when I came to Russia, it was just like totally different. So that is, you know, this kind of wrong idea that we have about you guys. But like in my case, I don't have it anymore. Like no more. It's just like super friendly people everywhere. And I'm so glad that I had these extremely good experiences here. And I will always have Russians within my heart. Yeah.
Дорогие друзья, вы можете подписаться на наши соцсети и смотреть разные полезные видео, и также получать новости о новых. Мы ждем вас в наших школах, и до встречи в следующих эфирах. Let's do it now.
So this is my favorite song. It's called 1, 2, 3.